Damn. Okay. 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 Let's talk Yankees and Blue Jays game 4. It's over. The New York Yankees are eliminated. The Toronto Blue Jays win the damn series. Oh man. What do we do? What happened there? Let's talk game 4 of the American League Division Series. The Toronto Blue Jays eliminate the New York Yankees. They win by a score of 5-2. And they advance to the American League Championship Series, and the Yankees are on their way to Cancun. They're on their way to another wasted year. They're on another way of big disappointments. They screwed this up. What we saw yesterday was nice, right? A nice 24 hours. And that was it. It is the late hours of October 8th, 2025, and the season's over. We didn't even make it to mid October. I did not expect this Yankee team to only make it to the division series when the season began, but as we saw this season progress, we saw a team that had a very poor bullpen throughout, that had to change their closer and stuff like that. We saw a Yankee team that underperformed, probably had various um they had their injury issues. How healthy is Judge truly? Just straight up disappointing. We're at it again, where the offense failed, the bullpen imploded. Give credit to Cam Schiller. Give credit to Cam Schittler. Give Cam give credit to Cam Schlittler. He did great. Was it? He didn't have an awe-inspiring game like in game in game 3 against the Boston Red Sox. We didn't see that. He just pitched well. He only gave up 2 runs. You'll take that. But the crux, the Achilles heel, something we didn't see in the last 2 games for the Yankees, but they came back to haunt him, and something we saw all too familiar. That we're all too familiar with. The Yankees not hitting. The Yankees not hitting in the clutch. The Yankees not putting up offense. And it's over. Somehow, this Blue Jays bullpen defeated the Yankees and only gave up 2 runs in a bullpen game, while the Yankees gave up 5. I mean, at first you thought with the McMahon homer that that would give some life back to the Yankees. It was a 1-1. And then things got worse and worse. We got to the 7th inning. The Luke's 2-run single that was a damaging blow, and it gave Toronto the lead. And then when we saw bases loaded, 2 outs in the 8th inning, and then we couldn't get the run across. The 8th inning escape by Hoffman, where there was bases loaded and 2 outs in the 8th. Couldn't do a thing about it. And Judge scoring late in the 9th was great for a second, but Cody Bellinger strikes out and the season's over. I know deep down you shouldn't be disappointed. I mean, you shouldn't be surprised. Should be very disappointed. More questionable calls from the Yankees tonight. Why did Aaron Boone pitch to Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? Why did the Yankees not hit? Why did they not take advantage with runners in scoring position? And why are we out here again? Where Aaron Judge will be 34 next season in April. Still waiting for that ring. Giancarlo Stanton still hasn't brought that ring since he came in 2018. All these various moves from Brian Cashman, still in this same position. And only one World Series appearance since 2009. And it was when we got your ass beat. In an American League that was so attainable. truly was wide open and they couldn't do a thing about it, well, that's why we're here. That's why we're all disappointed. No chance, nothing to show for it. And it doesn't seem like there will be any changes. You really think Aaron Boone's going to make big moves? Sorry, you really think they're going to make any changes to the front office? Is Aaron Boone going to stay and not make a move, out of the position? I mean, yeah, Yankees get Garrett Cole back. That should be a pretty lethal bullpen, with at least with Cold, Cam emerging, and when Rodon is not being salty about something, he's a solid starting pitcher too. We also got old guys who we got a lot of veteran players who hit for power. They try to hit it out, not hitting for contact, and it's too late when you try to. Always a feast and famine team. I've witnessed the Yankees being in the Aaron Boone era when it started in 2018. Now it's 2025, or not even closer where we were last year. We're farther away. This team won the pennant last year, not this year. Ugh. I really thought the bats were coming alive, that the Yankees were going to hit, and the Yankees were going to be the hot team moving forward. Because usually the team who is hot at the right time is the one that makes a deep run. And that wasn't the case because they just went back to their old ways. Just 24 hours after scoring 9 runs against this bullpen, they can only score 2 the next night. Slid his life, right? Slid his life. But he was the only one to be excited about. And we will just soak this all in, feel melancholy. We'll cover as much of the postseason as we can moving forward. But the instant reactions are done. We'll see you next year with the Yankee with the Yankee instant reactions. But the good thing is we improved our equipment, we've improved our editing, that we were able to get not only the reaction out of not only the reaction, but we were also able to get a clip out there too for each and every single one of these games. Obviously, it was short. We only had we only had 7 games to react to. This team could have been a lot better to get a lot more. But again, slid his life. And we'll just go back to our college football and NFL content for the sports. 2 weeks from today, or 2 weeks from Wednesday, will be the tip off of the NBA season. So we'll get ready for that. College basketball released their rankings. Try to get into some hockey content as well. So there's obviously stuff with the sports and productive conversations that will not slow down. It's just the baseball is done. And yeah, I guess I'm just not surprised really when game 2 happened. That was the most disappointment. That was where I was the most emotional and the most frustrated. But and you really thought after game 3 that was weirdly special, but that magic's taken away 24 hours later. And it's just another footnote in this long journey to see Aaron Judge get his first ring. And next year we'll be a year older, hopefully in a better place in life. Not that we're in a bad place in life, but we want to level up and advance, right? And hopefully we're just a little more confident with this team next year. With obviously a great starting rotation that's coming in, but they can't implode like they did in this series. You gotta almost the only one worth keeping in this bullpen is Bednar and Hill. So at least those 2 guys, and get a whole new batch of bullpen arms that you could be more confident with, which was the weak point of the season. The weak point in the offseason in the middle of the season by the deadline to try to fix. You do it, and they ultimately became your biggest liability. And hopefully we get some contact hitters as well. You already got your power bats. Stanton and Judge and Belly, they'll be able to go deep. I mean, everybody went deep in this lineup. But we need more players who hit for average with higher OBSs, who will steal bases, who are fast, and keep that diverse lineup going so that we can see a more confident Yankee bunch. Every year they say this is better than the last and whatever, but now we've seen that nothing is here to show for it. They hit too late. The offense was just about ready to explode for multiple and consecutive games, and that wasn't the case. It just stopped in its tracks tonight. So smile that it happened, and we hope to be more confident when we go into spring training 6 months from now. But that's not the day to wait for that. That's just we'll just keep our head up, and we're bummed, but it's okay. The sun will come out tomorrow, right? This is part of being a sports fan. And when they ultimately win it all, when we get back to the Canyon of Heroes, I haven't been there for a parade since I was a freshman in high school, and I'm 30 now. But that day will come. It'll feel so sweet because we've been loyal and reacting to it and making content with it. And hopefully, we also get closer getting to those teams and players on a more personal level, if you know what I mean. But that's it for this. Go Yankees. No matter who's in charge, no matter who is playing, always cheer for the uniform. But that will wrap that up. We'll still smile, and we'll talk baseball again before you know it. Maybe a little season recap show down the line. See if there's any big moves made in the off season this winter. And then we'll talk when spring training goes. But ultimately, it was a disappointing day. It was a disappointing game where the offense shut down. They missed opportunities with runners in scoring position, and they just could not be clutch when it mattered the most. They did only once in this series. If you want to win these, if you want to win these 4 game series, you have to do it every single game. Oh well, it's gonna be all right. So we'll see you all very soon. And we'll be back at it with a tweet cap to recap the trend number all the trending stories across sports, news, entertainment, and culture on Friday. All right. See you later, everybody. Peace.